Alright, so this is a video on how perfectly good gameplay gets ruined and the importance of gameplay variety. So I finished Dying Light 2, a game I quit playing twice for a long period of time because it just really felt boring. But third time was the charm and I finally finished the game, and overall the game was pretty meh. But ironically, looking at any moment to moment bit of the gameplay, it was fun. It was pretty good. It has hard-hitting melee combat and fast fluid parkour, so what's not to like then? Well, it's a phenomenon I noticed pretty well around when I first started reviewing games with Anthem, where a game may feel pretty fun for the first couple hours, but it's ruined by extremely repetitive missions that have you doing extremely similar tasks over and over until you forget that you ever liked the game at all. Before we get into the rest of the video, if you want to play a game that I very much hope you won't find repetitive, and I don't think that you will, check this out. The demo for What Happens After Midnight, my action survival horror FPS, is available for free right now. You're sent to investigate the town of Night Vale and quickly discover interdimensional forces are invading our world. Hop between worlds, meet strange characters, and survive cosmic horrors once you find out what happens after midnight. So, why are there so many games with repetitive gameplay? Well, it's Destiny. The game Destiny. In particular, Destiny 1. It was a crazy success that was a co-op multiplayer game, and what does the game industry do when they see a success like that? They try to recreate it without understanding why it worked. Most repetitive games are multiplayer focused, so they feel the need to keep the mission structure simple. You can't have some rando getting confused and not being able to keep up with the rest of the group. So they give you simple objectives like defend the point, shoot the many little guys, shoot the one big guy. But they didn't see how Destiny got past this. Destiny did a good job executing its simple objectives with a good story and interesting world that's fun to explore. They also threw in the occasional platforming and vehicle section to mix things up. Most of the Anthem missions took place in the same green ruins, shooting the same robots, while a boring story tried to move you forward. Now you can also say that it's a case that not every game fits in every genre, and they tried to force games that it didn't work with into being action MMOs. But that's a classic mistake that has plagued the video game industry for quite a while now, and isn't just applicable to repetitive games. Now you might be thinking, what about repetitive single-player games? I did start out the video with Dying Light 2, which has co-op, but isn't co-op focused. And not to mention AC, Valhalla, and Odyssey. I haven't played Shadows, but it seems pretty similar. Why are they repetitive? Well, I think with the single-player games, it pretty much comes down to story. Bad story. They have main stories that feel very side-questy. They have a clear end goal to the story, but you keep running into brick walls, whereas someone can help you to move forward, but you have to do something for them first. Kill some jerks to prove your loyalty. Give them some resources to make it worth their while. Save their friend, because it's more important than what you're doing. Not to mention that you might get level gated into doing excessive amounts of actual side missions. Now perhaps you could pull off a main story that feels like an amalgamation of side quests if every roadblock was very different and had good characters, but the roadblocks are usually actually very similar. I found this really bad in Odyssey, where you kept walking to similar towns, meeting similar friends, and finding out a similar villain is oppressing the town and killing them similarly to how you kill the other ones, and then repeating it all over again. I also think that there's a general problem with gameplay variety in modern games. You look back at the 2000s, and there was a ton of variety. You had vehicle sections, set pieces, platforming, level-specific mechanics, puzzles, even full-on genre changes in one game. But some people complained. I didn't like the vehicle sections. I didn't like the platforming sections. I don't like set pieces. Now, Sometimes a fair chunk of these were true. Sometimes those sections were turned over to the B team and were half-baked. Sometimes they wanted to make sure they got the most out of the mechanics they developed, and they were overbaked. Now, regardless of if a developer over or underused a mechanic occasionally, I don't think it's as bad as repetitive games. I'd still rather play a couple of bad but different levels than a bunch of the same levels, but they were good, but I play them so many times in a row that I end up thinking that they are bad. As I said with the Destiny games, you can subvert repetitive gameplay with a good story and fun world. Also other things like good enemy variety. But I still think, in general, gameplay variety needs to make a comeback so we don't have all these repetitive games. I hope you liked this video. I've been meaning to try a more editorial type of video for a while now, and I'm finally getting around to it. Thank you to anyone who likes, comments, or subscribes. That's it.